address this to the men in particular. Please, men, you getting married to a woman is not a job opportunity or job employment that you are offering this woman. You are not doing her a favor, rather you are doing yourself a favor. Because if you were doing her a favor, as most of you claim and keep saying that I brought you to Europe, I gave you a stay, I changed your life, you were nothing before I met you, you and your family were peasant in Africa. Now that I have given you the light and life, you have grown wings to disrespect me and talking back against me or back at me and even going after other men. Hey, Mr. Man, hold and spare me that crap. If you actually were doing her a favor by marrying her and bringing her to Europe, as you claim, you would have gotten married to your own sister or even brought your sister to Europe, because you definitely have sisters. Marriage is not a job employment that either couple pays or receives a salary. It is a mutual union of mutual interest, love, respect, care, attention, and understanding. Remember, the scripture says the Most High saw that it wasn't good for the man to live alone. So my brother, if it was easy, you would have lived alone, and it would be better to live alone than destroying the life of someone else's daughter, sister, mother, or friend. Because these people you are destroying, these women you are destroying their lives, they have relatives also. You got married to her, you didn't employ her, for crying out loud. You know, there are roles in your life or home that pertain to a woman only. The woman is the only one that can fulfill and fill in this space. The fact that the legs are the ones carrying the body or moving the body doesn't mean the hands and the eyes are not important and integral part of the body as well. So too with marriage. The fact that the woman is feeble doesn't mean she is insignificant in the marriage and should not be treated as a piece of trash. In fact, her feebility and femininity is her strength, because she acts as a cushion and shock absorber at times in the life of the man. Just with her soft words can change and reform and rebrand the man's destiny. Again, and this to the women, please, my dear beloved sisters, marriage is not a job opportunity where no matter how you are being treated, so long as you earn a good salary, in the end of the day, you don't give a damn of any assault, insult, disrespect, or abuse or negative circumstance. Please, the Messiah died once and for all. There is no other sacrifice that can replace his sacrifice or his atonement. You are not dying in the marriage because of love. It's because of interest or foolishness, and most often it's financial and sexual interest. The man pays you for abusing, insulting, assaulting, harassing, embarrassing, and disrespecting you. It's not worth it, my dear beloved. I know sometimes it's because of family financial need and pressure, but that shouldn't be enough reason for you to go through all these abuses and even at the expense of your own life. What is your family even saying about this, or about this domestic abuse that you are going through? This now goes to both men and women. John chapter 15 verse 13 says, greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. And 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 3 says, and though I bestow or give all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burnt, but have not love, it profits me nothing. But this is not the kind of laying down of one's life or dying. You see, the death the scripture is talking about is seeking your brother's interest first. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 24 says, let no one seek his own interest, but each one the other's well-being or interest. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 2 says, with all lowliness and gentleness, with long suffering, bearing with one another in love. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 11 says, therefore comfort each other and edify one another, just as you also are doing. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7 to 9 says, husbands, likewise dwell with them with understanding, giving honor to the wife as to the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together to the grace of life, that your prayers may not be hindered. So men, do you see why your prayers are hindered at times? Do you see why you don't succeed in life at times? Because you mistreat, you maltreat, you disregard, you disrespect, you assault, you insult, you abuse your wives at home. That is why sometimes you don't progress in life. That is why sometimes, no matter how hard you work in life, you don't reap from your labor. That is why sometimes, no matter how hard you pray for your success, nothing comes up in the end of the day, because you don't take care of what the Most High has entrusted you with, which is your wife. You see that? And verse 8 of 1 Peter chapter 3 says, finally, all of you be of one mind, having compassion for one another, love as brothers, and tender-hearted, be cautious. If you and your husband or your wife are not in one mind, your prayers can never be heard. That is why the scripture says, when two make peace in one house, no matter what, nothing can overcome them. They can say to this mountain, be thou removed, and it shall be removed. There is nothing by any means that can be more than them. They can speak to this mountain, be thou removed, and it shall be removed. But the question is now, have you made peace with your wife or your husband at home when you are praying? Because after making peace, your prayers will eventually be heard. Strife, argument, arrogance, disrespect, disregard in marriages impede your prayers from being heard by the Most High. So you better make peace. That's why it is written, before you give any offering to the Most High, first of all, abandon your gift at the altar. Go and make peace with your brother and your sister. Then you can come and offer your gift to the Most High. So the same 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 says, not returning evil for evil or reviling for reviling, but on the contrary, blessing, knowing that you were called to this, that you may inherit a blessing. So you should not pay back evil for evil, because if you do so, your prayer will not be heard eventually. That's why Amos chapter 3 verse 3 says, can two walk together unless they are agreed? You have to agree in all aspects in your matrimony, in your marriage. You have to agree before you can move ahead, before your prayers can be heard, before you can progress, before you can succeed. You have to agree on a lot of issues. A lot of discrepancies and disparities have destroyed a lot of marriages nowadays. If you as a woman or a man sees that you both can't get along in harmony and understanding in the marriage, please, Biko, quit it before you are being quitted. Because a lot of people have lost their lives all in the name of marriage. Marriage has destroyed the lives of many people because they did not realize themselves earlier enough and quit the marriage. That's why the scripture approves 3 reasons why we should get married. Number 1 of the reasons is intimacy. The second reason is partnership. And the third reason is companionship. Let me explain. When you read Genesis chapter 2 verse 18, it says, and the Most High said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. That is companionship. And Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 says, then the Most High blessed them. And the Almighty said to them, be fruitful, that is intimacy, and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. That is partnership. You know, to achieve your goal, you must partner with your partner. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. Psalms 127 verse 3 says, behold, children are gifts from the Most High. They are a reward from him. So let me define divine marriage according to the scripture. Genesis chapter 2 verse 22 says, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. You see, one flesh here means one mind in companionship, partnership, and intimacy. Become in that scripture is an ongoing process, which means growing in understanding of each other. Thank you very much. Remember, forewarned is forearmed. Ignorance is not an excuse. Goodbye for now.